Welcome to the Game of Risk, everyone. I'm your host, OliveXC, a top player at this game, coming back at you with another 1v1 Risk Tip video. This game is going to be on Dino World. Manual setup, 120 seconds, as this is a tutorial. Progressive, fog on, blizzards on, portals off, playing with Poorly Played Risk. Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks, Olive. This is Mallory from Poorly Played Risk, and I have been having such a blast learning 1v1s from Olive, and I'm sad it's coming to an end.
Spoiler, Mallory, but yes. So as an announcement for the people watching this here, there's only so many maps that you can 1v1 on, and this is the last one that we have upcoming for the 1v1 tournament going on right now. When this video is coming out, this is going to be the last video that we're going to be doing for a while on this. So let me know in the comments below if there's any other maps you would like to see and you would like to learn more about. We can definitely keep this in mind for a future video. You can see right here the continents on this map. North Verdant's a +4, Hunting Thicket's a +4, Frozen Wastes a +3, Redlands a +3, Thundering Plains a +3, Roaming Plains a +4, Seasonal Frost a +3, Mistlands a +3, and East Blossom a +4. You'll also notice I have my disconnection map right here that is blocking Poorly Played Risk's first pick, but this was the best place for me to leave it. And this disconnection map shows the connection points of an individual territory represented by their color and the adjacent territories' connections represented by their number. This considers a map without blizzards. So as an example, this selection point right here is a one territory connection. It's only connected because of these two blizzards right up here are blocking it. This map is actually very, very open for itself right now given these blizzards. When you play on Dino World, there are two types of blizzards that can occur. The first one is what I will call very open blizzards, when most of the blizzards here are not being particularly impactful. In this case right here, the Hunting Thickets can be taken with a 2-border guard if the territories in North Verdant are also taken. But otherwise, all the other continents have the same number of guards. So very impactful blizzards could potentially be on Sanja or Melux on the North Verdant continent, which can make that a one-border power region, or borders on on Mistlands that could be making that a one-border region. Figuring out how to play this map and identifying which are the continents that are more important to block are going to be key. You'll also notice that most of these territories have very few connections. Since most of the territories are disconnected, an effect of this is that as player 1, you want to try to identify which areas you don't want to go for and place more of your troops there, hoping that player 2 places in the area you do want to go for and make it easier for you to take over the region. And we'll see more of that dynamic come into play. You'll notice that since the Hunting Thickets for me is the most dangerous area of the board, which can be held by 2 borders, I'm focusing my initial picks on this area, focusing on the best potential territories to make it more challenging for Poorly Played Risk to take over the region.
Yep. I'm on to you, Olive. I'm on to you.
Yep, so I'm just going to be prioritizing taking the best picks across different regions. These are generally going to be the orange territories. I am not taking the full bottom left territory down located right here. And this is because that specific territory will cut off the hunting ground, so I'm trying to avoid that. But otherwise, I'm going to continue selecting a lot of these best territories when I can for myself, and making it harder for Poorly Played Risk to react accordingly to it. Yep, good pick. I'll take the other one. That's a common pattern spot right there. If one person takes one spot, the other person should take the other, because they're around equivalent to each other. Yep, and then Poorly Played Risk took the best territory right here. I was thinking about taking that one. So very good pick, Poorly Played Risk.
Thank you.
As that continent is pretty hard to hold, I'm going to focus on taking the best territory in this region up here. And once you get through the next, the best picks, then it's going to become more about how do you want to make your overall selections on the map. Because it's going to be impossible to stop everything. So you just have to figure out where do you want to keep yourself weak, where it's going to be very easy for the other player to hold it, and where do you want to keep yourself strong, where you can make a counter move to potentially hold something and get an advantage for yourself. This map, I think in particular, is not the best to grind on the ladder because there can be very impactful blizzards that can make it very overpowered for player one to potentially establish an advantage for themselves. But at the same time, it's very good in competitive play because of how dynamic the board can be when taking over individual territories. Since this map is showing up in the finals of the Risk of 1 tournament coming up at the end of 2022, this is going to be an excellent map to showcase people's skills and who the best Risk players will be. As I'm recording this, I don't know if I will be in the finals. If I do, I will be very, very happy. If I'm not, I'm happy to be helping give the players some additional foundational understanding as they focus on getting ready to head into the finals.
I find this tournament very interesting because the cutoffs in the first 6 weeks or so are pretty big, and then it's all of a sudden it's 16 and then 4. It narrows down really quick at the end.
Yeah, I can give the context for that. So in the last tournament, when I was in first place heading into the finals, I ended up playing the person in 8th place, and there was a huge disparity in skill and elo. So I ended up beating the opponent. It was a Marin, by the way, who actually played in round of 3 of this tournament, and I won against him 9-3. And he was a great player. I enjoyed playing against him, but it didn't really have that kind of finals feel. It would have been really nice to play someone like Frail or Zerup, who end up finishing 2nd and 3rd in the tournament, to kind of have that idea okay, you're playing the best people who did a very good job there. And that's why when we head into the finals, it's going to only be a very narrow people, because they'll be the ones going to be fighting for the title, and they should have very high, close elo to each other at this point. The number 1 ranked player historically will have around 2,000 elo, and the other, and around the 4th place should have around 1950. So anyone that gets a very large win could potentially get the title there, and that just creates an excitement for everyone as they're playing.
Oh, so in previous years, there were more people going into the finals?
Well, in previous iterations of the tournament, it was just a bracket elimination, single elimination, but people can just have an unlucky week and be eliminated. In an ELO-based system, you can have an unlucky week, but that's going to be balanced out by strong weeks. And for my case, I had a very weak round 2 and 3 where I had some bad luck that cost me in quite a few games, but that was offset me having a very strong round 4 for myself, where I actually won
I prefer this over brackets because I had a terrible first round, but I've been pretty happy with my playing in other rounds. So I definitely prefer the way they're doing it this time over brackets.
So going back to the strategy of this map right here, what you'll notice of what I am doing is I'm placing more of my troops in the bottom right. This is because this continent by itself is not very strong. It's only a +3, and it could still be pretty easy for me to break overall. I am fine if I have a couple additional territories in that spot. And there's a total of 35 territories on this map with blizzards, so 37 without blizzards. So player 1's going to have 18 and player 2 is going to have 17. So you're going to be having the last pick, Mallory.
Okay. Gosh. Oh. Every time I go through these picks, it's the first 6-7 picks, I'm oh God, I'm killing it. I'm so great at 1v1s. And then you start running out of territories and you're I've made a huge mistake.
I said, you're gonna have to figure out early on in this map which areas do you not care about and which areas do you want to focus on. I made a strategy strategically to give up the bottom right hand side because I noticed that the left hand side is where the action is going to be taking place and where the opportunities are going to be for me, which is why I'm placing more around those regions. So possibly doing 2 splits as player 2 are very possible options for myself, as well as, or placing in a very tricky region trying to outthink your opponent. Like, this is a really advanced map right here. Really, really advanced. Oh, I want to correct myself on one thing that I said before. Because right now there are 3 territories left. There's actually 37 here with blizzards, 39 without blizzards. So poorly played risk, you're going to have 19 territories. And I am going to have a total of 18. So you're still getting that +6 right there for yourself. Yep, so now you place right there. And I am liking my chances right here. I think I have some good opportunities for myself. So you'll see in the location that I placed in, like right here. And we'll see after poorly played risk places her territories down. Yep, that I'm connected to almost all areas of the board. Don't you feel great right now, poorly played risk?
I feel great.
Yeah, so I gave up the bottom right-hand side, and I forced poorly played risk to play more in the center. And now I will be able to get the attacker's advantage, hitting her everywhere around the map. However, it's still going to be challenging for me to potentially take the map, so I'm going to have to be careful with how I do everything.
I think I made a mistake.
Yes, because your 9 is actually kind of blocked right now. It can only take a couple of very non-important territories. So instead, so all I need to do, like right here, is I'm going to place everything in my army, and then I'm just going to proceed to attack around the map using the slider to minimize my maximum troop loss and get the full advantage of balanced blitz, taking additional continents for myself. And then I'll go to your territory right here. I will get the attacker's advantage blitzing the army, getting an incredible roll right here. Yep.
Oh, that roll was crazy good.
Yep, I'm going to finish breaking you right here. And then finally, just get a good roll on your 3 right here.
Oh, no.
So now I have a huge territory lead at this time. I still have a 6 left. You're only getting +3, and that's probably going to be a wrap-up. You made a small mistake right there, poorly played risk. You should have been placed your territories right here in this territory because you gave me 2 continents. You could have potentially attacked.
Oh.
Yeah, you could have attacked from Arduba to Emerdin and Passagia to break both of my regions. However, I had such an overwhelming advantage that there wasn't much that you can do at this point.
I forgot you didn't have that one up top. Oh, I messed it up, and I didn't realize that these things weren't connected. Oh, I screwed it up.
Yeah, I would still have 20 territories right here, so I'm still be getting a +6 and getting a favorable roll on you. So at this point, you only have a couple of continents. So I'm just going to break through and hit you right here. And that should be wrapping up the game.
Yeah, okay. You didn't even have that one up top. Oh, I messed that up. Oh, what a tricky map this is.
This is a very tough map, but that's why this is a map for the finals. Yep, so we'll just wrap up to the very ending at this point. But there we have it, everyone. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video right here. Again, I enjoy doing this series for everyone on these Risk 1v1 videos. I hope this helps you out with your grind on the ladder. But with that, this is Poorly Played Risk and OliveXC, signing off.